All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Of course, Rise and Grind, Monday morning, tip of the spear. You know what the show's all about. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And we cover lots of different topics, lots of information. We'll talk about the topics that a lot of other shows will not talk about. George B., how was your weekend, brother?
It was okay. A little hectic. Got a call. Pipe froze in the business. One of the sprinkler heads popped. It was messy. Wasn't good, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, at the end of the day, you do some of that last minute stuff. With this kind of weather, you have to be paying attention. Of course, how was the weather there? It was kind of cold where you were at, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cold, windy all weekend. It's supposed to warm up a little better, like 30s this week.
It's been nice here. It's been nice here in Colorado.
Yeah.
So the weather's been kind of decent. So, all right, listen, if you like the show, don't forget the thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to do a paid subscription, it's $5 a month. We appreciate that. Any Rumble Rant tips. But no doubt about it, during the show, it's a great show today. Take the live link, share it far and wide. This show, we love to cover health topic. It's one of the things we do. Before we kick it off, let's thank one of our sponsors. George and I are diversification guys. We love our crypto. And of course, we love our gold and silver. This is the Prepper Bar, the 62.2 gram Prepper Bar, perforated and easily broken down in your choice of 3 different denominations. I'll tilt the bar. You can see them. There's a small, medium, large. Just break off a small piece to make a payment. It doesn't matter whether it's for diversification, asset protection from inflation, or economic turmoil, or of course, its very unique utility for barter and trade. The Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for everyone out there. Pick up a few. You head over to thebigmigbar.com, thebigmigbar.com. Use all caps Prepper, PREPPER. That's PREPPER. That'll get you 10% off on the silver, 5% off on the gold. That's thebigmigbar.com, or you can use that QR code. That'll take you there. Easy to locate. George makes it easy. So you just take a snapshot, go there after the show, or call 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154, thebigmigbar.com.
Break me off a piece of that Prepper Bar.
All right, got the jingle going. Got a great show. We love alternative medicine on the show. We love to bring on all sorts of experts. Today we have the doctor of detox, Dr. Darrell Wolfe, PhD, DNM, DHS. He's got 45 years of experience in advanced energy medicine, therapy, and psychology. He's a medical intuitive and is known as I said, the doctor of detox. He holds 2 doctorates in natural medicine, a doctorate in indigenous medicine, and 1 doctorate of humanitarian services. He's certified with the Board of Integrative Medicine. He's also a professor and the director of the Braveheart Nation World Healing and Training Movement. His philosophy is based on whole body healing because of psychological rules and creates the biological. His teachings, trainings, and certifications have created a new paradigm, which has awoken the health industry to a totally new direction. I'm excited to have him on here. No reason to leave him backstage. Let's get him in here, George.
All right, welcome to the Big Mig Show, Dr. Wolfe. How you doing, sir?
Thank you. It is an honor to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Honored to have
Dr.
you.
Wolfe, thanks for joining us. We've had a lot of alternative medicine people on. Some of our early suspensions had to do with us, of course, bringing on people that weren't going along with mainstream media, like Dr. Stella Emanuel, Dr. Judy Mikovits, Dr. Tenpenny, you name it. They've been on the show because, of course, I've always believed that the health industry, of course, the medical industrial complex has had a lot of control when it comes to decisions making in DC. But those decisions aren't always based on the science, in my opinion, or what's really good for the human body. Often they're based on money. They like to treat the symptoms, not the disease. There's lots of different perspectives. Maybe give what made you head down this vertical? I don't know if this was originally your career path or if you decided somewhere interim that you just couldn't take it anymore, or maybe you had a loved one. What kind of got you started?
I'm going to answer that for you, but if I can, I like to, words matter. Words cause spells on people. And if I can just say this, gentlemen, I am not in alternative health. We were never the alternative. We were here way before the medical system. The medical system's only been out for 125 years. They are the alternative, and they're a poisonous alternative. And we are not the alternative. We were the original. And they can get us to say anything, do anything, even advertise for them and bring out the wrong information. But the reality is I got into this because I really loved my grandfather. I was 17 years old. He got bowel rectal cancer. And that was a wake-up call. It was just me and my mother. And you try to do, why don't you be 17 years old and get your grandfather out of the hospital when he hasn't had a bowel movement for 2 weeks. He's in suffering pain. They weren't helping him. We brought him home. And the reality is this, you try to dig that stuff out and do an enema when you're 17 years old, and you are going to get one hell of a wake-up call. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's happened. It seems like people that have taken a path like your own, they've often had kind of an epiphany moment. And I've heard that, we've had so many people come on this show that have talked about what's wrong in that industry. And I don't disagree with you. You're right. You guys were here first. The way that medicine was done prior to medical system being organized in a manner that tried to make it, I guess they always wanted to make people believe that it required an education that really wasn't an education, that because it had a title and because the degrees that came with it were specific to convincing people that these guys were the experts. Lots of some of the best medicine has been forgotten, I believe. I think people continue to bring it out. Let's talk about some of the stuff that you've been working on. You're down in Mexico. Your practice is down there. I know a lot of people, and we've covered a lot of stuff. There was discussions about ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, fenbendazole, menbendazole for people. Lots of different people online have been, as a matter of fact, Roger Stone is a close friend of ours. His wife cured stage 4 cancer using homeopathic medicine, didn't go down the natural part, and now she's in full remission. And there are many people with those stories. Let's talk about, is there a cure for cancer?
Well, okay, that's a loaded question, gentlemen. First of all, there's no cancer. And there is no cancer. People will buy into anything. Understand this, that there are no diseases. I'm going to try to make this, if I can, if I can take 5 minutes, I'm going to try to bring some logical common sense to the biggest moneymaker, okay, that is just harvesting humans. And the reality is, there's only one disease, and I don't mind. Anybody can challenge me any day they want. They can even come on my show. There's only one disease. It's called inflammation. And what cancer is stage 4 or 5 inflammation. And understand, there's only one person that ever got the Nobel Prize, and that was Dr. Otto Warburg. He got the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer, which is, if you want to know, it's suffocation. It's suffocation, 35% deficit in oxygen and electrical conductivity in the cell. So the reality is you got to ask how that happened. Well, inflammation is a fire. Inflame, that fire eats up oxygen and eats up minerals. When it eats up the minerals within inside the cell, okay, it makes that cell acidic and it makes it into a swamp. And then we lose oxygen. Every fire eats up oxygen, eats up minerals. When you get down to 15% lack of electrical conductivity and oxygen in a cell, you get what's called pain. Now, pain is a GPS. It's a God-given mechanism to let you know that you're out of alignment and your cells are suffocating. So now 10% below gives you pain. And then guess what? You're going to get redness. You're going to get inflammation. And if it continues, you're going to get swelling. And then what happens is you're going to have fibrin sent to the inflamed area. and you're going to create scar tissue into those beautiful connective tissues. And you're also going to send calcium from your bones to that area. Now you're going to calcify the area to try to trap that inflammation from spreading. So now if that oxygen level in that cell drops, okay, from 15% to 25%, right out of the blue, right from the invisible, your body creates parasites. You didn't eat them, your body created them because your tissue is decomposing and the parasites are there to clean up the mess. And everybody that's doing ivermectin and fenbendazole, you are killing the adult parasites. So now you got these dead soldiers lying around and you didn't clean out your colon, you didn't purge your liver. So now you're going to have more rotting. And you know what? We've got all these stories. Fenbendazole and ivermectin cured this person. Yeah, well, it didn't cure 99.9% of the people and it caused more of a toxicity problem. And I can prove that. So I'm not saying not to do it, but you better get the cork out of your butt and start cleansing your colon and your liver so you can purge all these dead adult parasites. And when you kill an adult parasite, they were giving off a hormone and a chemical to stop the eggs that they actually laid in the body from hatching until they die. So when you kill off all of those adults, 10 days later, you've got them all back again. So the deal is to create a perfect day where you don't have to do heavy metal cleansing. You don't have to do parasitic cleansing. You don't have to do fungal cleansing. And you learn how to do a perfect day and you stay healthy for your whole life. So now we drop down to 25% in oxygen, electrical conductivity. Parasites actually come from the invisible. I already told you that. Frequency creates everything. Vibration creates everything. As Louis Pasteur said, okay, guess what? The bug is nothing. The field is everything. So now if it drops down to 35%, now you've got suffocation of the cells and the cells go, I don't want to die. So then what they do, because now you're so full of lactic acid and fermented sugars, they go, oh my God, there's the food we want to eat. And that's why they become immortal. And understand, it's inflammation that spreads through the body. It's poison that spreads throughout the body. But show me one study where cancer cells spread throughout the body.
Interesting. So let me ask you this. What is a perfect day? Maybe describe that for the audience when it comes to actually getting your body back in tune.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. And please, this is not a sales pitch, okay? And you can believe it or not, I'm not in this business for the money, honey, anymore. There's a mission here. I can retire today. So I want everyone, they can challenge me on everything I say if they want. I wrote what's called a perfect day guide, pdgfree.com. It has everything from your nose to your toes on how to really take your life back. It's 45 years of my work, but a perfect day is knowing what, okay, can I tell you what you can't have a perfect day until you're emotionally intelligent. How about that? And I will tell you without disrespect to everybody out there, 99% of the population is emotionally immature when it comes to mental, physical, nutritional, okay, and spirit health. And it's not their fault. We have all been programmed to harvest ourselves and each other. I'm serious. We can't come together. And remember something. Let me just say this. What you hate, you become. Okay? What you think, you become. And you know what? We bitch, we complain, we have to explain everything. You know, we lose the focus of our bliss. If you chased your bliss, if you chased your passion, your purpose, okay, and you just totally blocked the media, okay, you're going to have the best life ever. And if you actually had unconditional love for yourself, which most people don't understand what that is, you wouldn't be making choices where you'll drink that and eat that because you want somebody's love or you want their approval. So when I say psychological creates the biological, I teach a course called Whole Life Health Certified. It's 9-day intensive. That cracks the coconut from the inside out. And a person for the first time since they were a child, they actually can smell and they can taste their authentic self. And you know what? When it becomes not a problem for you to love, honor, and respect you and not go along with the family when the family's toxic, remember something, most families don't get along. They push each other's pain on a physical and emotional level all the time. They're not pushing each other's love buttons. And it's not because people are bad. Our belief systems are bad. And if you actually believe that this planet, there's a savior coming, then we're all just ridiculous because we were created to create and we were created to have love, honor, and respect for ourselves, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because if you actually did that, what a great billboard you'd be for your family and your friends, that you can actually say no when you're supposed to, yes when you're supposed to say yes. When you don't get involved in politics, poly means many and ticks means parasites. Who would ever want to get involved in that? And the whole healthcare system, medical system should only be 1% of healthcare. And that's only when you get in an emergency and you throw yourself down the stairs or get yourself to be in a car accident or something. Listen, I'll tell you something right now. I'm in Mexico because guess what? I do come first. I have a 5-star living. People think it's a third world country. I can't. I go to United States. I'm leaving for United States on Friday, and I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. I'm lecturing at the Conscious Life Expo in LA. By the time I get out of there, it'll be like, get me back, get me grounded, get me sun, no chemtrails, no 5G, get me food that was grown 75 years ago. And I can prove all of this. The mineral content in the food I eat was what only existed 75 to 100 years ago. It doesn't exist in the United States anymore.
Yeah, we've talked about the food a lot and the poison. We had Zen Honeycutt on, and she was talking about some testing they'd done on food that's being served to the military. She's also Moms Across America, and they're talking about the food that's being served in the school system. And it's incredible the amount of poison in it. Of course, a lot of people want to blame it on certain chemicals. They blame their autoimmune diseases on things like glyphosate.
There's no autoimmune diseases. The body doesn't attack itself.
I was going to ask you that. The last 25 years, I guess, what's happened? They seem to be on fire here in the United States.
Well, you have to remember something, and I'm not going to get really deep on this. I'm releasing a 3-hour documentary. It's broken up into parts called Escape the Matrix. And I lay it all out there. But the reality is this. Guess what? To poison people is legal. It's legal. It's legal in the United States. I mean, it's legal everywhere, but it's really legal there. And nobody gets taken to task, and nobody ever will be taken to task, because there's always been a framework that hid in the shadows, and it's controlling everything. But I don't want to get into that because that just makes me sound like a woo-woo. But the reality is that in supermarkets right now, this was actually a study done, only 1% of the food is edible in the United States. So the reality is it's empty of nutrition and it's full of chemicals. It's got graphene in it. It's got glyphosate in it. They can put in anything they want. Let's take one example, gentlemen. Let's talk about organic. Did you know you can actually go and buy a bag of grapes or a watermelon? It'll be stamped organic and it's been castrated. There's no seeds in it. If there's no seeds, there's no nutrients. It's just sugar. And the reality is that they have biologic organic on it. And if it's got a green sticker, they're allowed to put 10% of poisons into the product. If it has a black sticker, they're allowed to put 30% of poisons into the product. Remember something, organic's a scam. And we teach people how to take just the food that's been sprayed. And you know what, whether you want to believe this or not, go and get organic tested and then food that's just sprayed. And a lot of the food that might have been sprayed has more nutrients in it than the organic does. So the reality is...
Why is that? Can you explain that to the audience?
Hold on. I'm going to explain it because the other show, we were talking about that. And when it comes to using the word label organic, as long as you use some sort of organic, even though you add chemicals, you still pass as organic. That's a reason. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's really crazy is that we actually think we matter, and that if we don't come together as brothers and sisters, you can forget it. You know what? I'm not trying to create any fear-mongering, henny penny the sky's falling in, but understand this. Just go look at a beach back in 1975 and look at a beach now. All we've got are people that are overweight and obese, and they're dying. They're rotting from the inside out. The large intestine is rotting out. You know, the number one cancer is now colon cancer. And I said 10 years ago that it would become number one because stinking thinking, rotten food. Everybody's eating rotten food. You can't eat good food in the United States. You can go to you got to go to an organic place. And then guess what? If they grew it in soil that didn't have any humic in it, okay, humic, which is being stripped out of the soil, then you didn't have your protection to make your good bacteria or to pull the heavy metals out or to bring the fungus out or the parasites, because that's what humic does. And it used to be in our soil. And that's why now we have to sell it to our patients to actually restore their good bacteria. And if a person took our humic every day, which is black gold and black diamond, they'd never have to do a heavy metal cleanse, a parasite cleanse, a fungal cleanse. Remember something, if you had a perfect day, Lance and George, well, then you'd never get sick again. Sickness is bullshit. There is no sickness. There's people purging of emotional and physical toxins, and that's the truth. And understand this, we have all been spiritually demoted, okay, that we don't matter, and we don't even understand vibration and frequency, and we were created by that which created the whole universe. Our spirit was anyways. And you know what? We need to look at everything as vibration and frequency. You know, Lance, George, you walk into a room and you go, I don't belong here. This doesn't feel right in this room. You talk to someone and you go, no, it's not my groove, okay? Or, you know, you've got relatives that you go on the phone with, and when you talk to them for 20 minutes, it takes you 4 hours to come back and bring your vibration back. So, you know, frequency and vibration is the most important thing to protect. So people that bring you up, food that brings you up, things that align you, things that make you feel that you do matter.
Can you, just for the audience, can you explain what your thoughts are on what's going on with the microbiome in the soil and kind of explain what humic exactly is? Use that term. I think a lot of people probably don't understand that.
Okay, and I didn't mean to do that, but humic is millions of years old. Humic is crustaceans and plant life that can be millions of years old, guys, hundreds of thousands for sure. And back then, the oxygen levels and the mineral nutrient levels was through the roof. Okay, hundreds of times, thousands of times even more than today. So when all that humic, when that humic was in all the soil. See, what people don't get is Bill Gates is buying up all the property and stripping the humic out. And then he grows the food that now is empty. Humic has 60 micronutrients in it that were crucial, not just for the good bacteria and for our cells, it was crucial for the worms and the bugs, okay? And the good bacteria in the soil, it fed it. So as soon as you take the humic out of the soil, you kill the soil. So now the soil doesn't have it, and now the food doesn't have it. You got to remember something. When I used to garden with my grandparents, you know, my grandfather would say, you know, rinse off the food, but don't scrub it. Don't ever scrub the food. Leave the microorganisms on it. Leave some of that humic on it, okay? Because humic means human. Soil means soul. Humic is the soul of a human. And that's the truth. And so we have a product that people take. It's called black gold. From the mouth to the rectum, it reinstates things, getting rid of the heavy metals, the parasites, the fungus, drops off 60 micronutrients. And when it gets to the large intestine, the black gold reinstates the good bacteria. But guess what? I ran the second colon therapy clinic that was ever, school, teaching it in North America when I was 28 years old. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The large intestine is the holy grail of the human body, not any other organ. It's the large intestine. It's 85% of the immune system. You get the good bacteria working in there, then guess what? You're going to get rid of a lot of psychosis. You're going to get rid of depression. You're going to get rid of anxiety, ADHD, ADD, dementia, Parkinson's, MS, okay, Alzheimer's, okay, and I can give more. And I can prove all of this through science that leaky gut causes leaky brain. And it was the humic that was in the soil. We never had to worry about it. Nobody said, I got to take the good bacteria.
I see a lot of times humic acid and was it fulvic acid? Are they combined usually?
Okay, fulvic acid has to be filtered out of the humic. The fulvic is a smaller molecule.
Gotcha.
And it brings in the nutrients. It brings in the alkaline pH. The humic shuts down a virus. The humic captures the parasite, the fungus, the heavy metal. So when I've got a product called Black Gold, it's got both of those in it. And when I've got a product called Black Diamond, the Black Diamond goes in the brain, the blood, and the tissue cells, where the Black Gold does the digestive tract. So now we've got the body covered. And whether you want to believe this or not, I've been at this now for 35 years. And the people that actually do a perfect day, they never have to do a parasite cleanse, a bowel cleanse. They never have to go for intravenous chelation again. They don't have systemic candidiasis because nature did it for us. You know, all we got to do is
Now,
look
what was that you just
look what's
mentioned?
missing.
Systemic? You just made a statement there. I didn't catch the whole. What was that? What is systemic?
If you fungus or candidiasis, if you take a look right now, there's videos on showing people with toe fungus.
Mhm.
You do know that toe fungus didn't come from a stinky sock or a wet boot. Toe fungus came from a leaky gut, and that's your large intestine. There's no such thing as leaky gut; it's leaky large intestine. And here's the deal: glyphosate, antibiotics, and all drugs, chemo, radiation, all cause leaky gut, leaky large intestine. And as soon as you do one round of antibiotics, you create a sugar storm, okay, of fungus. Your yeast turns into fungus, and guess what? And antibiotics are a form of chemo. They go off in the bowel and they explode. They don't kill bad bacteria, they kill everything in its way. So they actually weaken you for the next time around. But when this happens and you change the yeast into fungus, it roots into the large intestine, creates holes like a screen door. And then guess what that's called? Leaky gut. That's what everybody talks about, leaky gut.
Now, I think everybody probably on this, myself included, you know, at some time or another, as children or otherwise, we took antibiotics for one reason or another. I think antibiotics are over prescribed here in the United States. People seem to think that those are the solution for everything that will fix you. I disagree. So how do you fix that? You know, what's the solution for somebody that took antibiotics and now might be struggling with some of these issues you just described?
Well, to keep it easy, it's called, and I know it sounds like a marketing tool, but if they don't want to buy from me, buy from someone else. I have a product that we put together when I was 29 years old with a master herbalist. He's no longer here. And it's called Daily Cleansing Tea. You take it morning and you take it night. And if you guys give me your address, I'll send you the Daily Cleansing Tea, the Black Diamond and the Black Gold. You can try it out and then you can decide whether or not I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Daily Cleansing Tea, take it morning and night. It works on all your detox organs, your lymph, your liver, your kidneys, your large intestine, and your blood. Okay. So now if we gently cleanse and support these organs every day, why would they get in trouble? And then if we take Black Gold, that actually is going to get rid of all the predators on a daily basis and reinstate the good bacteria in the large intestine, where are we going to get in trouble? So that would be called Black Gold. If we do the Black Diamond and we do the same thing in the blood, the brain, and the tissue cells, and we do that every day, we don't have to do a lot. Remember, it's like anything else in life. You know, your business is going to fail if you don't do certain things every day. And almost every human being, 99% of the population, has been taught to do absolutely nothing. They treat their body like a Visa card. They spend, and then they come to us and they go, oh my God. And I go, yeah, you created a 20-foot hole. Now I got to create a 20-foot ladder. So I got to front end load you with nutraceuticals, not supplements, high vibrational nutraceuticals. And once we get you out of the hole, we can pull back, because it's not even about detoxification anymore. All right. Malnourishment is huge. So before, what we did was 25 years ago, we got started going. 25 years ago was heavy duty detox, because we now know we're being poisoned. But now in the last 15 years, they have stripped everything out of the natural foods. So now you're eating a food that's got poison, but no nutrition. And that's why, guess what? You want to know something right now? Unless America comes together, you can kiss 30% of the population off by 2030. Go around, go to the mall. Why don't you just get a chair and sit at the mall and look at all the people limping in and look at their bellies. And they look like they're 16 months pregnant. They are rotting from the inside out. They're so full of parasites and fungus that it is, and you know what? And then you're going to tell me, I went to my doctor and he said I need to lose weight. You don't need to lose weight. You need to lose 25 pounds of rotten fecal waste rotting inside of you, my friend.
What do you think of, there's this new push. Everybody wants the simple solution for dieting. I'm not a fan of it. Ozempic. What are your thoughts on this? Because it seems like this is the big push. They want to give it to us cheaper. Of course, one of the big claims by this administration is that you're going to be able to buy Ozempic cheaper. And I don't think that's a great choice. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I can tell you exactly. I've got 14 patients that took it, and right now I'm trying to save their life because they've destroyed their immune system and their total digestive tract. So now we're trying to rebuild that, and we will, but now they've got to know they took themselves to the cliff. So to bring them back, we have to give them the highest vibrational nutraceuticals, and we've got to give that to them. Like I'm giving them things on the hour, because everything is frequency and vibration. Let me tell you something. I want to say something here, and I mean it. Most of the people that go to hospice, you could get them out of there if you gave them the right amount and you front-end loaded nutraceuticals. We prove it all the time. Remember something. You're only sitting here, Lance, because you still have electricity in you. You're a battery. And guess what? There's an entity on this planet that feeds off that electrical energy of human beings. If there wasn't, what's with all the suffering? What's with all these broken systems that can't seem to do anything right? Because we are feeding an entity on this planet with our vital energy. And, people are going to wake up to this, but most of them are going to, the people that are going to wake up to it are the people that are awake. That's it.
All right, well, we've got to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to dig in further. Lots of information here from the doctor of detox, Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Be back with George Ballantine, myself, Lance Miliaccio. You know how we do it. I'll always offer you a different version of what maybe you should be doing for yourself and your family members. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Don't go nowhere.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth. These canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here we host Lance Migliaccio, yours truly, George Ballantine, our guest, special guest, Dr. Wolfe. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, the like button, that share button, the red Big Mig Mafia button. Just hit all the buttons, man. Help support the show. Dr. Wolfe's website is in the chat. It's under the more section underneath the show. Support Dr. Wolfe. Check it out. But go after the show because we got a lot of information. But first, I got to give a shout out to our sponsors because we got the perfect solution for the people that can't watch their crypto 24/7. That's why we're here to tell you about BlockTrustIRA.com. They're bringing access to cryptocurrency wealth to everyday people. Their exclusive Animus AI trading platform works 24/7 analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This is sophisticated technology. It was once reserved only for Wall Street insiders. Now it's available to you. Some clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all with military-grade security and up to $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. You can visit bigmigcrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution. It's finally giving everyday Americans access to a crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit bigmigcrypto.com today and you can get up to $2,500 of free crypto. Take a screenshot, QR codes right here next to me. Save it to your photo files. But after the show, because we got some educating and health to go over. So, Doc, I have a question. You talk a lot about frequencies. Oh, you just got to get the right frequencies that will heal. So if we do the frequencies, why do we need to take any other supplement or anything?
Well, you have to have a multi-prong approach, okay? I can tell you guys something. When I first got into the business and I thought, my God, we're selling supplements. What a scam that is, okay? And I really believed it was a scam because I thought the nutrition was in the food when I was going to school. And then to wake up and find out that, supplements, but no, you need nutraceuticals because nutraceuticals are the highest vibrating of nutrition. So there's a different class. And understand this, that everything is vibration. And guess what? Well, let me ask you a question then, George. If you just needed to get the vibration from a piece of equipment or some energy medicine device, then why you eat? And I'll tell you something. You know what? Because we eat, but we eat way too much. I eat one meal a day, okay? So just know that, gentlemen. I eat one meal a day, and I will be in August the 9th, my apologies, August the 9th, I'll be 70, okay?
Wow, yeah,
I'll
you
be
don't look 70.
And I'm just getting started, gentlemen. And the reality is everything is about high vibration. And the first thing I would tell someone is you eat too much. You eat too much. You could cut your food back by 40 to 60% and you would live longer and have more energy. How often do you guys eat a meal and you feel bloated, you feel foggy headed, or you eat the meal in the first 10 minutes, you feel your energy going up because you have a glucose spike. And then by the end of the meal, you go, honey, we're not going for a walk. I'm tired. I'm just going over to the couch. Thank God I'm going to fart. It'll get me there. And the reality is this, is that guess what? People are eating dead food, eating too much food, and that's it. Guess what? Did you know that there was never breakfast 125 years ago?
Yep,
it was break fast. There was never a breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day if you want to kill someone because you're shutting down your detox. If you didn't eat until noon and you just did really great high vibrational liquids, okay, then guess what? Right there, you've just eliminated, I'd say 60% of all your pain and suffering.
All right, Lance, I got a couple questions from people in the chat. So first one, let's do this. What could you do about high blood pressure?
Well, first of all, there's one of the biggest scams. It goes right with cholesterol. And understand, nobody dies of high blood pressure. People have high blood pressure for two reasons. No, actually more than two, but here we go. A clogged colon and liver, because you got to understand, if I have a dam in the middle of a river, is that going to stop the flow and cause pressure to build behind it? Yes. So the large intestine and liver need to be purged. Next thing is that every adult needs 1 tablespoon of health healing salt, heavy metal free, every day, 1 tablespoon. Next thing is guess what? All of the people that are rushed with high blood pressure, they go and they get, it costs $750 per bag, and it's only saline, which is salt. And the bags are $2.50 each. And each person will get 2 to 3 bags when they go to the hospital, and they will take 2 to 3 bags of saline solution at $2.50 cost, $750 each to the insurance. And then they'll tell the person, now, when you go home, make sure that you drink lots of water, but don't stay away from the salt. I mean, what a bunch of hypocrites. Now, here's the other thing. You can't just drink water. You've got to drink water with trace minerals, okay? Because you trace minerals are the most important thing. That's minerals with electrolytes that are highly charged in electricity. So there it is right there. Increase your salt to 1 tablespoon, and an adult can go from 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of salt a day, and they are going to change many parts of their health. Okay?
Okay. Now I have here's a question. I'm going to read the whole question. So just coming from somebody messaging me privately. So he goes, I wish there was a surefire way to recover from my leftover stroke symptoms. I eat the right food. Hold on. I eat the right foods, practice OMAD, OMAD, whatever that is, and prolonged fasts, along with being more physically active than most. It's helped some, but not as much improvement as needed.
Can I tell you a story that'll take 3 minutes?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And can I tell you a story that just happened?
Let's go. Roll with it, Doc.
This just happened. And because I don't want to drag anything from years gone by. So I've got this gentleman. Okay. I'll say that he lives in Detroit because he does, but that's it. I'll say that he's 65 years old. I'll say that he's 40 pounds overweight. I'll say that he had a stroke about 10 weeks ago. 10 weeks ago, he had a stroke, and his wife called me and said, Darrell, okay, my husband, he's in the hospital, and guess what? He just had a stroke, and they said he's not going to recover from it. It was that bad. And I've got the proof, everyone, so I'm not making it up. It's that bad. What should we do? I said, you need to get your husband. If I was your husband, or if I was his wife, I would get him out of the hospital right away. Okay? And when you take him home, he's not eating anything except watermelon with seeds. Now, understand this. I'm not going to go through the whole story of what I did, but we did watermelon with seeds, then we did grapes with seeds, and then I put him on an 18-day advanced water fast. This is using nutraceuticals that bypass the Krebs cycle, but actually do not turn on the digestive tract, so that, because remember, if he takes any food in that's cooked or concentrated, the scar tissue will stay in his brain forever, and it will harden, it will calcify. If we don't let him do that, where the focus is on the digestive tract with all his energy, the energy with the nutraceuticals I used went in and got rid of the calcium and put it back into the skull where it came, and got rid of the scar tissue, because scar tissue is just tissue that no longer have circulation or electrical conductivity. So if I can get that back in there. So anyway, so this is a fact, just so you know. So we're talking 12 weeks later, that guy is 45 pounds lighter. He's the perfect weight. That guy is back to work, and his sons had to carry him into the actual car and carry him home. And because he couldn't walk, the whole side was gone. They said it's not coming back. It was a really bad stroke. So now he's back to work. He's better than he's ever been. And his energy is all come back now. So here's the deal, gentlemen. You cannot give a stroke victim real food. And if you want to get rid of scar tissue and calcification, because that's what's left over from a stroke, then what you've got to do is you've got to put the person into a fasting process and give them lots of enzymatic therapy, lots of electrolyte therapy. And listen, anything that the body is damaged from, you can reverse if you are determined to give up your addictions and do what nobody else will do.
Now, when they ate the watermelon with seeds and the grapes, they were eating all of that, right? They weren't spitting the seeds out, I'm assuming.
They would, okay, first of all, if he would, I said this. So for the first, he couldn't do it. He was like a vegetable, and no, I'm not putting him down, but we had to blend it and crush the seeds with the blender first. And then when he gets stronger, he could chew them. So, but we also take the rind and juice the rind. And so that's all he did. And he did that for 12 days. Then he came and did grapes with seeds for 12 days. And then guess what? I got his energy built up because he was on things like Merigen, IGF-1, 300,000, which is IGF-1 is what you used to make from your human growth hormone when you could go party tonight all night and get ready to party the next night. It gave you all that energy, and we don't make it after 30. So we pumped that into him to bring his energy levels back up. And we did a whole bunch of Beyond Ormus minerals, and we thumped him with electrolytes. So what we did was get his energy back, okay? And then when he's ready, so it took us 24 days to bring up his energy, to get him ready to go into a long advanced water fast, okay? So then he went into the advanced water fast, and then we went back to the watermelon, back to the grapes, back to the water fast. We repeated this 3 times, and he's got his life back. Now, if he would have eaten food, some of it would have come back, but the scar tissue and the calcification would still, some of it would always remain because the body doesn't have the wherewithal to get rid of it and to convert it back the way it is. So he would either come back and then fall back into a problem down the road, because we deteriorate as we get older, as we all know. Let's not forget that. Or we would leave enough that it would actually cause a bit of a blockage, and it would be a dam, and then we would be building stuff up behind it to cause another blockage down the road.
Interesting. What about, Doc, let me ask you this. What about diabetes? There's such a big surge of diabetes across the country, and people seem to be struggling. Of course, the first move always is to put them on metformin and insulin and all the rest of it. They never really recover. What are your thoughts on that?
It's low integrity insulin. Let me tell you something. We are garbage cans. Please, when I say this, no disrespect to anyone, but you could step on somebody's foot and their mouth would drop open. We never stop eating. We never stop snacking. And most people are eating things that are driving their glucose levels in their blood to go right through the roof. So the pancreas is being demanded on. How many times a day? It doesn't get to go for a holiday. Your digestive tract doesn't go for a holiday. And you've been demanding your pancreas make insulin, and so much of it, it's exhausted. So now you don't make good insulin. And that's what you call type 2 diabetes. And there is no type 2 diabetes. There's an exhausted pancreas from you eating refined carbos, okay? And you know what? When people go and then they go on the keto diet, they go from there and they go to the keto diet, they eat tons of meat. And guess what? Now that's going to whip back in your face too down the road. And I'm not saying don't eat meat. It's just that we're extremists about everything, okay? And understand something, and I will tell you this, 6 weeks to 3 months, you can turn anybody around with type 2 diabetes if they want it. Are you going to give up your addictions, Lance, George? Are you? Because most of us don't realize it, but our addictions are our most prized possession. Because on this planet, this is how they keep us enslaved. Addiction, debt, and war.
I gave up my addiction over 12 years ago.
What was that?
I'm in sobriety. I just celebrated 12 years back in December.
Let me ask you this, what are some of the solutions for people with diabetes? What do they need to do? Give them some suggestions, because I'm sure there's lots of people, even in our audience. We have an older set that watches our show. A lot of people very affluent, the demographics, but go ahead.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you something too. Did you know that, and this is true if anybody wants to do their research, and most functional medicine doctors don't know this, somebody who has high anxiety it shows as if they have high sugar. And then they put them on diabetic medication. And all it's because anxiety gives the same symptoms as if you have high sugar. And nobody's talking about this. But what you're going to do, we're going to keep something really light. I've got a product, okay, and it's called psychobiotic sweetener. And guess what? It tastes like sugar, looks like sugar. It feels like sugar. Yeah. And if you take it, it restores the good bacteria and it restores your sugar balance in your body. And there's no side effects to it. Another thing they can do is take super cinnamon, concentrated essential oil, and put in their drinking water. And they're going to see even just that is going to improve it. Next thing you need to understand is, guess what?
So super cinnamon, I've never heard of that before.
Super cinnamon essential. Well, I make it for diabetics.
Can you explain to people, because I know there's with people, and I've read this many times about fake cinnamon or cinnamon that really isn't cinnamon.
Yeah.
Can you give it a little background on that? Because I know I've heard that before. I don't know enough about it, but I've heard people talk about it. What is fake cinnamon? And then maybe explain super cinnamon a little further.
Well, fake cinnamon is not cinnamon at all. You can take any chemical formula and you can make something taste like it, feel like it, but it'll take you down.
So to get the real cinnamon, what do people need to look for?
Well, it's going to have, I would look for, it sounds really crazy, but you're going to need to look for organic on it. And then it's not organic, probably. You know what? Unless you're going
Ceylon cinnamon, is that just an advertising marketing scheme, or is it actually Ceylon cinnamon when they say that?
I don't know. You know what? I got to tell you something. Nothing surprises me anymore because I already told you, if you're rich enough, everything is legal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. What about kidney disease? What can people do about that? What's the solution? Because of course, that's
people aren't going to like. They're not going to like this. And every doctor and even every naturopath is off their game so bad it's ridiculous. And I can prove it because I've got people coming with kidney disease, probably 2 or 3 a week now. Okay, and it's an epidemic. And understand something. I want you guys to just hear what I say and then tell me if it sounds logical because, well, let's just go for logic. Okay, so now we've got the large intestine, which is the holy grail, which is supposed to have, if you ate 3 times a day, 3 bowel movements. The reason why we don't have 3 bowel movements a day is because you went to a Rockefeller school and they told you you couldn't pee and poo until they wanted you to, and they destroyed your natural rhythm of detoxification. So that's out of the way. So now, just know this, if you take a look at the belly of almost every man and woman and even children, you would now know there was a study done that 72% of all Americans are obese and that 92% are overweight. So 92% of the overweight and then the 72% is obese. So we know that those people are rotting out. Their large intestine is already broken down. They've lost their muscle tone. They've backed up the waste into the liver and into the lymph system. And guess what? Now the kidneys that are only supposed to filter the liquids in the body are now filtering fecal waste. If you don't realize one thing, there's always a clue. People that say, I've got a kidney infection, I've got a bladder infection, I went to the doctor, and it's always E. coli. Where's E. coli come from, George?
Where's E. coli come from?
E. coli comes from the large intestine. And the large intestine is no longer, see, your large intestine is a compost. What you put in your mouth gets fermented and creates good bacteria. But because we're poisoned and we're eating crap, we got bad bacteria down here, and the bad bacteria give the wrong messages to the body. But here's the deal, with the colon in a coma, the liver backed up, and the lymph nodes, all the lymph nodes swelling and the puffy faces now we see, that's lymph node congestion.
Right.
Your kidneys, which are supposed to filter the fluid, are now looking after fecal waste, parasites, heavy metals, trapped protein particles, okay? And so the kidneys are getting the living crap kicked out of them. So if somebody has a kidney problem, I don't go after the kidneys except for one thing, watermelon cleanse. And guess what? If they're underweight, I got to get them on SON formula, IGF-1, so they don't lose their muscle. that means they're in trouble already. They've got a deep hole. But if they're not underweight, I can get them on a watermelon cleanse, some nutraceuticals, go in, purge the large intestine of the parasites and the fungus, and let me just say this. The average 40-year-old has 18 pounds of mucoid and rotting waste in their large intestine as of today. Okay.
Now,
wait, Lance, I have a question.
I got to ask this. When you do the watermelon cleanse, are you doing the rind and all? Do you blend it? And then how long does that cleanse go for? And I've seen the people online getting, this is a twofold question.
6 days.
People getting colonics and they show the mucoid waste coming out. Is that a bad thing, a good thing? I see people pushing these colonics online.
Okay. I'll get rid of the water.
George, you jump in. I didn't mean to step on you.
No, that's all right.
Okay,
I'll make it short. The watermelon. Okay, so we're actually going to juice the rind if we have a juicer. If we don't, we'll use a blender. Thank you. You're also going to make slushies. You just need to put about 2 inches of water at the bottom, and then put your watermelon in. You can make your slushies. Okay. And how long? I had a guy on watermelon for 68 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, because guess what? If I
watermelon,
just eating watermelon, just water.
Yeah, but you have to understand something. He also was in Mexico here. You can't get good watermelon in the United States. They're all castrated. They have no seeds. Okay.
Yeah, the seedless watermelon was a big marketing play, and nothing has seeds in it anymore. So yeah, I agree with you.
Well, if it doesn't have seeds, it's castrated. How would you like to be castrated, Lance? Okay,
I'm trying not to do that, Doc. I'm trying to hold back on that.
Don't even ask me that question. I'm single, Doc. I have no kids. I'm still trying. I don't know.
Okay, man. But I will tell you this much, about colonics. Okay, just know this. I opened up the second colon therapy school in North America, and I did that back when I was 28 years old. Okay, and my manual that I wrote was used by United States Senate for the study of colon cancer when I was 32. And ask me now another question. I would not let anybody go for regular colonics. Nobody should be doing a 20 to 30 foot bowel movement. They should be doing what's called the ultimate coffee enema, using black gold, green coffee bean, and structured water, and going in and purging the liver. Nothing cleans the liver except an ultimate coffee enema. Anything you do
Can you
orally
explain structured water? Are you talking about hydrogen water, or are you talking about something different than that?
No, I'm not talking about hydrogen. Hydrogen water is not structured. It's full of hydrogen. But structured water, I'll give you an example, and then you'll get it. Structured water comes from fast-moving rivers, waterfalls, water coming down from a mountain, and rain. Do you know why in some states you're not allowed to collect the rainwater? Because even if it does have little billies chemicals in it and acid rain, once it's structured, you're protected against anything dangerous in it, because frequency supersedes the material world. Now, it's true. And if you don't believe me, why is it that all the rain's coming down right now, the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the microorganisms are not being poisoned? And why are the crops growing just as good as they were 500 years ago? And we got all this acid rain and Billy's chemicals up there because it's structured. So I have a structure unit that we sell, and you can go under any tap in around the world and not filter it, and you're protected from everything. So structured water has a hydration level 1,000% better than any other water, and your body has to structure all the water that comes in, and it takes a lot of energy. So if we structure it prior to coming in, okay, we're going to bring nutrition in easier and detox faster. And if you don't believe me, if any of you guys drink, go take your wine or your beer or your alcohol, put it through a structure unit, and guess what? You'll catch a buzz in half the amount of volume of drinking, and you'll have no hangover in the morning. You're protected by the poison, no hangover. And I'm not doing this so people drink. I'm just trying to give you
it makes sense.
a sample.
I mean, I'm listening to you. You know, it seems like I've heard a lot of people talk about how they don't remember their hangovers being as bad 20, 30 years ago or 40 years ago. They didn't have
Glyphosate.
Yeah. So the hangovers have gotten so worse, it's changing. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry.
All right. So a couple questions, because you brought up, was it IGF-1?
Yeah.
All right. And so obviously it's on your site. How does it, does it come what? Liquid form, injectable form?
IGF-1. Here. I never go anywhere without it. I take it on all the time. IGF-1 300,000.
So, okay. So it's oral. So you're taking liquid oral. So here's my question, because I know
under your tongue.
Subliminal. Hold on. Subliminal, so how is it? Correct? Yeah. How is usually they say with stuff like that? It's it's easily digested by, I think, the stomach enzymes.
Well, no, we're going to digest it with the enzymes, salivary glands in our mouth.
Okay, I just want
If you put it under your
understand.
tongue, it's all digested. Then you leave it under your tongue until it's watery. You'll get the most out of it. You could just put it in your mouth and swallow, but I like to get it all. And IGF-1, remember, gentlemen, when we were making HGH, like tons of it, when we were in our teens and our early 20s, that went into your liver. That made IGF-1, and that what gave you all your fun. That gave you your energy, abundant energy. On the bottle, it says take twice a day, but I take it 6 to 8 times a day. And you can see I don't look like I'm almost 70. Okay.
Yeah, so now going a step,
I do what I preach.
So going a step further of IGF-1, now there's a lot, different peptides available where you can just bypass IGF-1, get HGH in a peptide, which is, I think, tesamorelin, semamorelin, there's different kinds. What about those?
I believe that's going to come and go. And just like stem cell therapy, and here's the rate for stem cell therapy too. 50% of the people who get stem cell therapy feel no difference. And 6 months later, stem cell therapy is all gone. And I can prove that doing a 6-day advanced water fast, that we can make $120,000 of stem cells from our own body. And we can do this every 6 weeks, and we can become superhuman. And so I call BS to all of this shortcut to grandma's house.
Well, let me stop you right there just for a second, Doc. Let's talk about the 6-day water fast. I've done some water fasting. What's the correct way to do it? Do you have to have structured water to do it correctly?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Explain it. Let's give somebody a solution here in the audience. Let's give them something, because most people, do you say the word fast, they go, oh my God, I can never do that. I do intermittent fasting. I try to stop eating at about 6 o'clock every night, and then I don't eat till about 11 or 12. I don't have breakfast in the morning.
Good for you.
I skip it, and I try to limit my intake. Again, really 2 meals. Although I do supplement with some other protein. The supplements my wife too, because of course I'm always trying to maintain my muscle, and I'm always concerned about that. So maybe I'm doing that wrong, but I do 6 and 7 day fasts. I've done them before. Can you explain to the audience, number one, the benefit of that? And number two, what is the correct way to do a water fast?
I'm going to tell you my way, and I'm not going to say it's a correct way. I'm not going to say anything is a correct way, but I will tell you that I started doing water fasts in my clinic when I was 24 years old. And we had to stop doing water fasts, and we had to do advanced water fasts. And the difference is what if Lance, I could put you on a water fast, and I could give you things like IGF-1, which didn't turn on your digestive tract, bypass your Krebs cycle, but gave you lots of energy. So not only for you during the day, so you could still maneuver and do what you wanted, but it actually supported stem cell making and autophagy. What if I could give you 6 different products and put you on those, and you go through this thing like a red carpet? No Herxheimer, no negative symptoms. Okay, but also we have to make sure that if you're going to do an advanced water fast, my friend, that we have already, prior to going in, we have dumped the load in your large intestine, and we've lubricated the liver so that it is going to detoxify, so that you have no healing reactions, that you ride through this and you love it. So that's the difference. And structured water has no surface tension. So structured water will hydrate 1,000% better, and it will detox more efficiently. If you don't believe me, go, you know what people say now? And this is what fasters say. You know what? When you detoxify, drink distilled water or reverse osmosis, because it's empty, and we'll fill it up with toxins. So we can, that is such a load of crock. There's no science behind it. You have to actually take energy on your fast to make it into structured water. I have to tell you this part's important. Every cell has what's called an aquaporin channel inside the cell. And guess what? When you have structured water, it gives off a certain frequency. When the aquaporin channel, it gives off a certain frequency. So let's take this. The aquaporin channel, okay, is actually the doorway. And the actual key is actually structured water. Your body has, so I'm sick, I'm tired. Do you think you're going to structure the water properly? No. So if the water comes in structured, it has a vibration it gives off, and it matches with the aquaporin channel. There's 2,500 to 3,000 layers in every drop of water. They're layers, 2,500 to 3,000. Soon as that frequency matches together, this thing strings out like a choo-choo train and goes into your cell at the speed of light.
So
Interesting.
you're saying it's better, just want to clarify, somebody during structured water all the time?
Structured water is nature's water. And
Okay.
if you go back and you look in history, all of our ancestors collected rainwater, or they lived at the bottom of a waterfall or a fast moving river.
So
That's how they, yeah.
What is the best, or in your opinion, or whatever, what structured water should somebody get or use?
No, could somebody bring me a structured water unit, please?
Or machine, right? You're talking about one of those?
No, it's not a machine. That's what makes it so beautiful. It's only a device. It's this big.
It's like
And
a
when you
bottle
run-
that swirls it or something, or causes
Well,
hydrogen?
it runs the water in all directions at the same time, and it has different types of stones and crystals. No, it's in the training center.
Now, is that
I'll show
what
it to
you
you.
predominantly, is that what you drink all the time yourself, structured water?
I'm not going to drink anything else. And guess what? You can go and buy your bottled water. And if you buy a bottled water this big, you're taking 12 to 1,800 microplastics in. If you buy one this big, you're taking 3,000 to 4,000. And we're morons. Anybody that buys bottled water needs their head checked. Okay? Needs their head checked because it's all bastardized. There's a structured water unit, guys.
I can't see. Put it in front of you because your screen is.
There it is. Doc,
What is
right in
that?
front of you.
What is that?
That's a structure. So I can pour wine, I can pour water, I can pour beer, I can pour any liquid, and it's actually going to protect me against anything poisonous in it, and it's going to structure it so I hydrate and get everything out of it.
Wait, what? That's a bottle right there?
No,
it's like a not a filter, George, but it's kind of like a funnel with the
it
structure.
just runs through, and then it comes out that end.
Interesting.
How long does that last? That's what you have in your hand.
You can put it in your inheritance, and everybody gets a 90-day. We put a 90-day.
I think my
money
daughter's expecting more, although I'd probably be doing her a lot of
Let him
justice. if
finish. I
gave
want to
her
hear what
that.
he's saying. Come on.
You get. I got a 90-day money back. You don't even have to tell me why you're returning it. There you go. Okay, put your money where your mouth is, Darrell.
And what's inside? What, is it like a filter in there or something, or what? That's
No. It's the way that the whole thing is designed to cause the water to flow in all directions at the same time to actually unravel all the negative frequencies and to bring in a frequency that if there's any heavy metals, any fungus, any chemicals in it, you're protected. I know you don't believe this, but you can drink tap water anywhere through a structure unit and you're not going to be poisoned. And people can't get this. Well, who learned anything in school, for God's sakes?
Hey, Doc, give me this. Give me a typical meal for you. Besides the structured water, you have one meal a day. What does that meal look like?
Well, okay. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to have a large salad, and there's going to be avocado in it, lots of salt on it, okay, and a natural dressing, and I'm done. But don't get me wrong, guys. When I get done this show with you, I'm going to go get a blender drink with 3 raw, free-range organic eggs, okay? Okay, raw, because guess what? When you take a raw egg, you are absorbing 77 to 84%. When you take a cooked egg, you're only absorbing 17%. So I can do 3 raw eggs, and so I guess I am eating, but no energy is taken up with raw eggs. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take organic strawberries. I'm going to take coconut milk. Okay. And I'm going to put black gold in. I'm going to put C60 in. I'm going to put some mag infusion in there and some Beyond Ormus minerals. And I'm done because it's all about frequency. Remember something, guys. I don't eat for entertainment.
And
okay?
what does the C60 do? Because you just mentioned C60, and I know what that is, but a lot of people don't. What does the C60 do for you?
C60 is 275 times stronger than vitamin C. It is the strongest antioxidant in the world. And here's the part that people really get confused on and they get really antsy. Guess what? C60 has graphene in it. And the graphene has the highest vibrational messenger to actually, and it'll pull out the graphene from the injection. It'll actually go in and rewrite the brain. It'll actually go in and guess what? Okay, so I've got somebody, I know you know their name. I know that they've been on your show and they're one of the biggest health people in North America. I know they've been on your show. And that person has stage 4 bowel cancer and they didn't poop for 10 days. This is only 2 weeks ago. And they were told that they have to cut out 2.5 feet of their bowel. They were told that they have to do chemo for 30 days and radiation for 12. And they said no. And they called me and I put them on one tablespoon of C60 every other hour. And we had them pooping in 12 hours. And they said they wouldn't be able to poop at all. 2 6-inch bowel movements came out. That means the tumor's already starting to shrink that fast. And if they didn't poop by the next day, they were going to do a tablespoon of MCT oil C60 every hour. And they're already on their way back. And yeah.
Wow, that's great. It's good to hear that you're helping people. All right, listen, I know we're running out of time here, but I want to give you time. Let's talk about your movie. This is the shameless plug period, Doc. So just jump on all of it. Where can they find your website?
I got the website. Hold on, Lance. Let me put up his website. Let's give it to them all.
And also, guys, it's not Doctor of Detox. It's Doc, D-O-C of Detox.
I got you.
What? Okay. The website?
No, the Doc of Detox, not Doctor.
Yeah, Doc of Detox. Don't worry, your link, I have your links all in there, right?
Thank you. But if I can say something, gentlemen, can I tell you just a 1-minute story you're going to love? It's not a pitch, okay?
No, please, go ahead.
Okay, so here's the deal. You want to talk about how crazy stuff happens? So 2 days ago, I'm just on my phone getting ready to do a consultation for a patient, and this video comes up. And I don't know where it came from, but it just, you know how things flash? Anyways, I went and I deleted it. And then it came up again and I went, maybe this is somebody trying to get my attention. So I went on it. And have you ever heard of Tom Althouse?
No.
Tom Althouse was the original writer for the screenplay Matrix. And they went and changed the whole screenplay. This was Hollywood and the elite so that they would tell everyone the answers instead of questioning everyone. So this is really weird. I've been working on this for 2 years. I just went to Africa to shoot it. It's going to be broken up into parts. It's 3 hours long. It's called EscapeTheMatrixMovie.com. And we're bringing out the first part on February the 14th, only a week away, just so people can see it and what we're up to. But guess what? I go, oh my God, is this true? I call the guy, and now we're going to be doing a whole series, and everything that they changed in the Matrix, we're coming out in 6 weeks with a whole series of how they bastardized the Matrix to give the wrong messages and to not have people think, but give them the wrong answers. So we're going to be releasing that plus Escape the Matrix. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Let's go through the website some here for the audience so they can kind of see what's going on.
Well, right off the bat, just know this. My number is 469-861-8884. And USA Direct or WhatsApp, but you guys may not believe this, but I return every call. Every call. Every call.
I do believe that. I think that's actually, you made it very clear in the beginning that you wanted to help people. It was more than about the money. Of course, it's nice to make money along the way because it gives you a voice to do more. You can always reinvest in what your message is. Let's talk about, anything on the website where you would direct people. Also,
that was the go back. Guide. See that? Go back a little bit there. That's the perfect day guide. And that perfect day guide is 45 years of all my gold nuggets. I didn't hold anything back. And this is all about a person becoming patient to practitioner, okay, to actually healing themselves and their family. Okay, and it's free. You can download it for free, or they get it for $95, and that includes the shipping. We make no money off of it. And also, off of that, we created BHNapp.com, BraveheartNationApp.com. It is the largest healthcare, self-care app in the world. The whole thing is free. We have more masterclasses, all free. They're all free. There's no catch here. And you can even download this thing called The Present Moment, and it can ding every 5 minutes. And when it goes off every 5 minutes, it makes this nice little sound. You can say to yourself, am I in the present moment? Am I chasing my bliss? Okay, was I worried about the future, or was I stressed about something I did in the past? Because they never want us in the present moment, because that's the only point of power.
Lance, look, it's got a perfect match. Find your match.
That's it, George, you need that part of the app. We need to get you involved with that because we got to get things going for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Doc, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have social media? Are you on X? Are you on?
I'm on all.
You're on all of them?
All they have to do is on X, I got booted off. So now I'm on Braveheart Nation on X. But I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube and everywhere else under Doc of Detox.
Doc of Detox. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got all those links in the chat for everybody. So take an opportunity to have better health. You've got it. You have to be proactive rather than reactive. Waiting until your health is damaged. Sure, that's what most of us do, but you want to think proactively. And I think Dr. Wolfe has got some solutions for that would make a lot of sense for you guys to reach out, especially if you're starting to have early signs of anything. A lot of times they tell you you're in the early stages of. You hear that message, and of course you go into panic mode, and maybe you're doing the exact opposite of what your body needs and craves. So thanks a lot for joining us. Hey, stick around for a minute. I want to talk to you backstage. Listen, you know what the show's all about. Share the message far and wide. Take the short form, take the long form. Improve your life and those of your loved ones and your friends. That's what we want you to do. We're never going to come after you for sharing our content. Take that live link, of course, or take the show link and grow your own social media by giving people an opportunity to improve their life in a positive way. You know what it's all about. George, last words on the way out of the gate, my brother.
It's Monday. I wish it was Sunday. I don't know. Have a blessed day. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Doc, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and I just want to say you guys rock. And guys, this is not a pitch, but they're on the money when they're trying to help you with your money. And I mean that, okay?
Yeah.
I like that.
Trying to do the best we can to make people